In the last few years, during and after the pandemic, many Americans are opting to leave their states to relocate to other states throughout the U.S. You may or may not know someone that has decided to do this, or you are currently considering relocating yourself. Relocating is a big decision, and there are many factors that come into play when people decide to move from one state to another. Whether it's changing a job, or for a better quality of life, or just a desire to try something new, people are constantly on the move in the U.S. So let's look at the top 10 U.S. states Americans are moving from. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. I appreciate you helping me to grow my channel. You're going to want to tune in and stay till the end to see if your state is on the list. Coming in at number 10, according to an online report that in 2020, 55.2% of Iowa's residents are leaving the state. This is due to the decline in job opportunities in manufacturing and agriculture. Younger people are moving to find better job opportunities in other states. The aging population is increasing as more people are retiring, further putting a strain on the state's economy. Although the quality of life is good to raise a family and centered around community, some people find the weather can be extreme and harsh. Some people feel Iowa is too rural and does not have enough culture and entertainment. Lastly, the education system, although is highly regarded in the state, is unable to keep up with the quick changes and demands in the labor market. This is one of the reasons young people are leaving Iowa for better education and opportunity elsewhere. Let's move on to number 9, North Dakota. Coming in at number 9, North Dakota. According to the report, 55% of North Dakota's residents are moving from North Dakota. This is due to several reasons, one being economic factors. The oil boom, which drew thousands of workers to the state, has slowed down. This results in economic decline and job loss. Secondly, the harsh and extreme winters have been a deterrent for many people that want to live in a milder or more comfortable climate. Thirdly, North Dakota is a rural state with limited social and cultural amenities. This can be difficult for young families and professionals that are looking for entertainment and lifestyle options. North Dakota is located geographically in an isolated part of the country, and it's hard for friends and families to stay connected because of the far distance. Finally, the political and social climate in North Dakota is conservative, and some people find that the political and social climate does not align with their personal values and beliefs. This can play a role for those who are looking for a more progressive or liberal environment. Let's move on to number 8, Michigan. In the last several years, 56.9% of Michigan residents have relocated to other states. This is due to several factors. For instance, the decline in job opportunities. Michigan's manufacturing industry has seen a sharp decline, with companies moving and operating abroad, which has deeply impacted Michigan's manufacturing sector. Therefore, many are leaving to find job opportunities elsewhere. In addition, Michigan has high taxes. This includes high property tax, income tax, and sales taxes. With these high taxes affecting the local residents, it is causing a strain on them and their ability to afford to remain residing within Michigan. Therefore, they decide to find another state that is a lot more affordable. Also, the long, harsh winters can be an issue for those who are not accustomed to them. The city of Detroit has struggled with a high crime rate. These are some of the factors that has caused residents to also decide to leave Michigan. Coming in at number 7, California. At the same percentage as Michigan, 56.9% of California's residents are moving from the state of California. Let's see why this is occurring in such large numbers. California has one of the highest costs of living in the United States. The cost of living is significantly high because of the high taxes and the high prices for goods and services within California. It makes it increasingly difficult for residents to afford to live in the state of California, especially those who have a lower income. Not to mention the housing cost is higher and unaffordable, with the issue of lack of supply of affordable housing. Many are choosing to move to other states such as Texas and Florida, which offer cheaper accommodations. Interestingly, the traffic and congestion within California is a major problem, especially in bigger cities such as Los Angeles and San Francisco. It results in a lot of congestion and longer commutes. People are being stuck in traffic for longer periods of time. This can be a big deal for people wanting a more enjoyable and manageable commute. People don't want to sit in traffic for long periods of time. Another challenge California is facing is droughts and wildfires. That has been plaguing the state for the last several years. In addition, it has severely negatively impacted the state's natural resources and quality of life. California is a predominantly liberal state with more progressive politics. This may be too much for those with a more conservative political views or values. But here are some interesting facts about California. Nearly 70% of the homeless population in California is unsheltered. From 2007, when the first point in time census was taken, to 2020, California has had a 16.2% increase in individuals experiencing homelessness, with 70.4% being unsheltered. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on California. Do you agree with these points, or do you have a different view? Let's move on now to number 6. Coming in at number 6 is Ohio, with 57.8% of the residents leaving the state of Ohio. This is due to the decline in the economic growth, which has caused job losses in some parts of the state. Because of the lost job opportunities, people are leaving the state to find better job opportunities elsewhere. Ohio also has an aging population, which can put a burden on the local economy and their social supports. In addition, the winters are longer and can be hard to deal with. Therefore, some people would like to live in a much milder and comfortable weather. When it comes to the quality of life in Ohio, it does have a low cost of living and a sense of community. However, there's a high crime rate and an urban blight. Some people find that the state's too rural and prefer more culture and entertainment to be available. Okay, let's keep it going. We're going to move on to number 5. And so coming in at number 5 is the state of Kansas. There has been a mass exodus of residents leaving Kansas at a rate of 58.5%, according to the report. Let's see the factors contributing to people moving from Kansas. The limited job opportunities has been affecting Kansas' a small and slowing economy. It can be hard for some young people to find jobs, and therefore young people and professionals opt to move from the state in search of better job opportunities. Kansas has many rural areas and smaller towns that can make it difficult for residents to access services and amenities. In addition, Kansas has seen a decrease in the economy and the population. Kansas has also experienced extreme weather, such as hot summers, colder winters, and not to mention tornadoes. This can be a deterrent for many people. When it comes to culture and entertainment, although Kansas has a history of culture, it still lacks culture and entertainment in small towns and rural communities. Number 4, Connecticut. 63% of Connecticut's residents have been moving out of the state of Connecticut. This is due to the high cost of living, the high taxes, the high housing, and high energy costs, which makes it unaffordable for people who are looking for an affordable place to live. Connecticut has a diverse economy. However, the state has suffered a decline in economic growth and has experienced significant job losses. Young people are moving for better opportunities elsewhere, similar to the other states. Connecticut also has an aging population, and this can put a strain on the state's economy and social supports. When it comes to the political and social environment, the state is liberal in its political views. This can be a factor for those with different political views. Some people feel the social climate in Connecticut lacks diversity and is too homogeneous. Coming in at number 3, New York. At 63.1% of New York's residents have been moving out of the state. New York is a beautiful state. However, in the recent years, there have been a mass exodus from New York, and this is due to several reasons. One being the cost of living in New York is higher than other states. This includes higher taxes on housing, energy, and personal income. In addition, there has been some struggles in some areas of the state, resulting in economic decline and job losses. This has caused young people and professionals looking for work to leave for better job opportunities. New York, like Connecticut, is densely populated and seems overcrowded. This makes it difficult for those to find space and privacy. This can be an issue for those seeking a more quieter or secluded lifestyle to live or to raise a family. New York has seen an increase in crimes, especially in New York City. With the residents being at a higher risk of being a victim of crime, it has caused them to feel unsafe and to opt to move to a safer place. New York is known as a liberal state when it comes to its political views. This may contradict those that hold very different political views. In addition, with the very diverse environment of New York, some people find it too diverse and not have a sense of community. Let me know what you think about New York in the comments. Here are some interesting facts about New York City. Did you know France gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States in 1886 for its centennial celebration? The statue was shipped as 350 pieces in 214 crates and took 4 months to assemble at its current home on Ellis Island. Times Square is named after the New York Times. It was originally called Long Acre Square until the Times moved there in 1904. Let's move on to number 2, Illinois. In recent years, 66.5% of Illinois residents have moved out of the state. Let's see the reasons behind this. These factors are due to high cost of living, high taxes, housing, and energy costs are also high. There is also a limited job opportunity in some areas and declining economic growth, which has caused younger people and professionals to seek better opportunities elsewhere. In addition, there has been some political and economic instability, such as budget crisis and concerns related to corruption and mismanagement. Interestingly, this can affect those wanting a more stable political and economic environment. Cities such as Chicago has seen an increase in crimes year over year, and this has been a deterrent for the residents of Chicago. In recent years, there has been a decline in population, which can be concerning for the future of the state. And lastly, the weather also plays a factor in people deciding to remain in Illinois. With cold winters and hot summers, it can be uncomfortable for those wanting a more milder climate. Let's get to the number 1 state, That is New Jersey. At 68.5%, the residents of New Jersey have been moving from New Jersey. These common factors are related to similar reasons as the other states. These reasons are due to high cost of living, high taxes, high energy costs, and so on. That is making the state less affordable for many of its residents. New Jersey's property tax are considered to be one of the highest in the U.S. This puts too much burden on its homeowners, and it can be a decided factor whether to remain in the state or move to a more affordable state. Not to mention, the traffic in New Jersey is quite congested in urban and suburban areas. This is due to New Jersey being one of the most densely populated states in the country. The weather condition tends to be cold in the winter and hot in the summer. Lastly, the crime rate in some parts of New Jersey is very high. This is concerning to many, especially people looking to live in a safe and secure community. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. It'd be interesting to know if your state was on this list. Stay tuned. I will be releasing the top 10 states people are moving to in the U.S.